As we debate International Women's Day, the origins of which are rooted in working class history and honours the 1908 garment workers' strike in America, I want to pay tribute to the rich history of women's struggles for social justice in my constituency, Poplar and Limehouse. And given that George Lansbury resigned to stand for re-election on a Votes for Women platform, I like to think he would have approved. I hail from the Great East End, where there is a proud working-class tradition and history for standing up for our rights, where low-paid women workers have so often been at the forefront of developing trade unionism, where Sylvia Pankhurst and the East London Federation of Suffragettes were explicit in their socialism, advocating a self-organised movement and demanded much more than just charity. They demanded political rights. This is summed up in the first issue of the East London Federation of Suffragettes newspaper, The Women's Dreadnought, published on International Women's Day in 1914, which stated, "Some people say that the lives of working women are too hard and their education too small for them to become a powerful voice in winning the vote. Such people have forgotten their history." But we are not such people in Poplar and Limehouse. We remember women like Minnie Lansbury, who was elected to Poplar Council in 1921 and was jailed along with 5 other women for refusing to charge full rates for her poorest constituents. We remember the role of women in the Battle of Cable Street, where the local Jewish community, along with so many others, stood up to Oswald Mosley and his fascists. And we honour the women who took command during the Second World War air raids, sending for the fire and rescue services and seeing about people being clothed and fed. From the late 1960s onwards, racism was so prevalent locally that Asian and black people were frequently attacked, and women were so often unable to walk the streets for fear of their safety. Alliances between different communities and other racist organisations were built in resistance. By the 1980s, there were at least 2 Bengali women's groups in Tower Hamlets, offering women social, religious and cultural activities that were instrumental in encouraging Bangladeshi women to take an active role in the area. After a British National Party councillor was elected on the Isle of Dogs, a coalition of women from diverse backgrounds formed a group, Women Unite Against Racism, as part of the wider anti-racist and anti-fascist campaign that drove the BNP out of Tower Hamlets in the 1990s. In the words of another one of my predecessors, Mildred Gordon, EastEnders are proud people. They are fighters. They fought Mosley in Cable Street. They knew how to unite, community side by side with community, against the people who were attacking them. They stood firm during the war, and they will stand firm against attacks on their way of life today. It is in this tradition of socialism, community solidarity and action that I now address the Chamber today, having been the first British Bangladeshi woman elected as Secretary of the Tower Hamlets Labour Party and now the first hijab-wearing Member of Parliament.